Hello, good morning, happy new year everyone. Welcome back to another video. Today is actually Monday, January 9th at about 9:15 in the morning. And I am officially starting my first day of work since the new year today after my 2-week holiday. And I'm feeling a bit anxious and I'm also feeling excited. I have so many updates to share with y'all as I have been absent here for the past, I think it's been 2 months. I've been focusing on growing my practice to a group practice, and it is actually a group practice now. So I didn't want to take my foot off the gas pedal. I really just want to focus, hunker down on that, and that's why I've kind of been absent. But it feels good to be back, and I thought because I did last year, my first day back to work, I thought I would do the same thing this year. And we can even just see the difference between what life looked like then and what life looks like today. So today is Monday, as I mentioned, and as y'all know, I still don't see clients on Mondays. I have a whole bunch of meetings today. So Mondays and Fridays used to be like my days off where I wouldn't do anything. Now that I have a group practice, I'm actually working more, but the work is different, which feels really good. So I'm going to take you along with me to some of the meetings, and I have Pilates today, and I'm actually onboarding. So y'all remember in October when I did an interview for an intern? She actually starts today, and so I'll be actually onboarding her today, later on this evening. And I have an admin assistant, which y'all don't know about yet. And this person started, I believe, the beginning of December. And so I've been training her. And when I was off for the past 2 weeks, she was the one that was handling emails and handling anybody reaching out. I also have a therapist that works on the team. She started mid-December. And so things are rolling over here, y'all. Things are rolling, and I have another therapist that's starting next week. So a lot has changed, and this is what I mean when I say like I've stepped back from social media. You haven't really seen me on Instagram, you haven't seen me on YouTube, and that's really just because I was focused, to the point actually where I got really burnt out because I was just working nonstop. I'd wake up, open my computer, go to sleep, and I'd be shutting my computer. So it felt good to really just fully take a step back. But now that I'm getting back into the flow of things, I am getting a bit nervous about everything. And I think it's just because I'm starting everything up again. And that usually takes time to start back up things versus just continuing it and maintaining things. So one of my goals this year actually is to ensure that I never get to a point of burnout. And I've put certain things in a place to ensure that that doesn't happen. And it's, of course, up to me to maintain those boundaries. And I've spoken all about boundaries. I've spoken all about burnout on this channel. Y'all can check out those videos if you like. But that is one of my huge goals this year because I do want to, I'm thinking more about the lifestyle that I want to have. I don't want to have to take vacation from my life. And I'm more than just being a businesswoman, I'm more than just a therapist. And so I want to embody that stuff on a daily basis. And so as these videos come out over the next couple of weeks, that is kind of the things that I'll be talking about in the videos. So thank you all for clicking on my face again. I'm excited to be back. I'm excited to hear how you guys have enjoyed your holidays or spent your holidays. So comment below, let me know what holidays were like for you. How much time did you take off? What did your holidays look like? And comment below and let me know, like, what's one of your goals for 2023? And those are always interesting to learn about, find out about, and even get ideas for each other. But yeah, so I actually have my first meeting at 9:30, and this meeting is with my web developer. So it's crazy. Yes, y'all, I am still working on my website, okay? I have my personal website in which honestly it's just shambles now. I think I ruined it when I tried to add the other therapist, her profile, and all that kind of stuff on my website. And so I'm just over it. But I spoke to y'all in September and you saw me searching and like having interviews with people to do my website and all that kind of stuff. And I finally found a person at the end of October. So it took me 2 months to find someone that was like a good fit. Usually my intuition is very good. So like when I know, I know. And so this person I knew. But the process takes about 4 months, especially because of the holiday. So well, the reason why the process takes so long is because I've initially worked with someone to build my brand. So to have like a brand story so that it supports with drawing clients into booking appointments. And then now that I have the brand story and I have the layout of what the website's going to look like, they're actually creating it into a website with all the final details. And that will finally be ready by the first week of February. So I'm super excited for that. I think that's going to make a huge difference in my practice as well. And with the marketing that I'm doing. And I was actually thinking, if you guys watch my financial video from last year talking about all the expenses that I spend in my business as a private practice owner, the expenses have gone up substantially growing into group practice, substantially. So I'm thinking of doing another video where I talk about finances being in group practice. Comment below if that's something that you're interested in, but I'm thinking about it, not sure if I'm gonna do it just as yet. But yes. But yeah, I have a meeting right now with the web designer, and then after that, I'm gonna hop into a meeting with my therapist that I mentioned started last month. And we're just doing a check-in, see how she's doing. I'm gonna follow up with some things, give her some feedback about kind of translating consults and all that kind of stuff. She's been doing really well, so that's super exciting. But there's still some coaching that I feel should be able to benefit from. And then next month, since we'll officially have 4 people on the team, 4 therapists on the team, including myself and our admin assistant, which I call her the client care coordinator, we're going to have our first official team meeting. So many things to look forward to this year. I'm super excited, but yes, I'm going to hop into this web design meeting, and I most likely will not show my meeting with my therapist just because, again, privacy. I just want to keep her privacy at interest. But I think I can record some of the web design meeting. So I'll do that. And then I have to skate out the house to go to Pilates. So follow along today. It's going to be a good one.
Hi, Chanel.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. Excited to start back work this week.
Oh, did you take last week off too?
I took 2 weeks off. I was so done.
Oh my God, I'm so jealous. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you do a lot of R&R or what did you get
Oh
up
my
to?
goodness, that's all it was. I like slept
Good.
way longer than I thought I would, but it felt good. Like my body feels, I just feel like myself again.
Oh my, sometimes you need that, right? Like,
Yeah.
and you take it off and you're like, oh, I didn't realize how much I needed that. And it sounds like maybe
Exactly.
that's what happened.
Exactly that. Oh
Oh,
my
that's
goodness.
fantastic. So are you taking clients again this week?
Yeah, yeah, I have my January's pretty much booked.
Yeah.
So yeah, back into the flow of things.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Awesome. Well, today we will show you what we've been working on.
Yay.
I love it. Like I hope that you feel the way that I feel because I had so much fun designing it so far, and I feel like I've incorporated like everything that we've talked about. So if you don't, you can tell me too. I'm not going to be offended, but
Okay.
as I'm building this, I feel like this is what Charnel's been talking about.
Oh my God, Taylor, you are so accurate.
Uh,
Yay, this
yeah,
is
it's
so
good, eh?
nice.
Yeah, like that photo's just so perfect.
Yeah. Oh, this makes me happy. I'm excited to see it.
Yay. Okay, so I'll do a relatively quick scroll. Like
Okay.
I'll pause a little bit and then we can go. Okay, so there's a question here, but we'll come back to that. You'll see this panel twice.
Okay.
This for the blog, and then this is not done.
This feels so good.
That feels good.
Yeah, really good.
Good. Okay, so let me scroll back up to the top. Reactions initially was it feels good. Is there anything else? We'll go through it panel by panel, but that you want to get off your chest?
Nothing that like you've shown me so far. I think only thing that stands out for me right now, I think, because we're just sitting on this, is that it feels just too wordy.
Yes.
Yeah.
At the top here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We can revisit that.
Okay.
You will notice that some things will be changed slightly as we discussed for SEO. So
got it. One other question. I have a therapist that's actually going to be offering family therapy starting next week. Is it okay if I give you a blurb to add to that, like right here? So individuals therapy, couples therapy, and family therapy.
It's amazing that your business is already growing as you're um, building, or as you're even building the site and getting everything else in place. It's just would hate to have a thing here that says family therapy and then it doesn't go anywhere.
Makes sense. Okay.
Right? It's also important for it to be added. So we just have to figure out what that might look like.
Okay. All right, so meeting is done. I actually have 10 minutes before my next meeting. This meeting was scheduled for an hour long, but it finished 10 minutes earlier, and the reason is because I was so happy with everything that I was seeing. She really listened to what I was saying and took my feedback and applied it. So I'm so happy with what my website looks like. I can't wait to launch it. Outside of that, though, I have my next meeting at 10:30 with my therapist, with the therapist that's on my team. And so we're going to be discussing things such as, like, again, improving how we convert consult calls, um, how to, again, book clients in for multiple sessions, things like that, and just check in with how she's feeling about being on the team and what it's been like for her, seeing her current clients that she's been able to see, and all that kind of stuff. So far, so good. I'm feeling really good. First, it feels good to start off my work experience in 2023 on such a good note. So, yeah, I think I will check back in with y'all um, when I go to Pilates. The only other thing that I want to talk about, because we had so much time in that meeting and I was really happy with everything that was presented to me, we actually had some time to talk about blogging. And so I got some feedback around blogging. When I launch my website, I'm going to have at least 3 blogs written. So that, again, there's content for people to view when they come to my page. And I feel like I've spoken to you about this previously, where blogging does help with search engine optimization, which short form is SEO. And so if someone is Googling something um, and your blog post comes up, that can also drive more people to your website. Um, and it can be difficult with search engine optimization because, let's say, for example, I'm in Las Vegas, for example, and there's someone that lives in California. From my understanding, again, because our profession as psychotherapists is so restricted in terms of where we're able to offer therapy services, someone who lives in Las Vegas, if they come on my website, they can't necessarily see my therapist. So that's something that SEO isn't necessarily the best for, but if you end up finding someone from Las Vegas who comes on your website and they're interested in finding therapy, then that's perfect for you to have these blog posts. So, yeah. The only other thing with search engine optimization, I hope this is all making sense, is that it ranks you higher on Google as well. The more people that go to your website, the more Google gets familiar with your website, and the higher that you rank, the easier, again, it is for people to find you in your area if you have the specific keywords that people are searching for on Google. So much that I've learned. Some things I already knew given that I've been on social media and all that kind of stuff, but this just feels really, really good. And I'm happy that I'm being true to myself in this process. I'm not doing things based on like what other people are doing. Like, I'm really just taking my vision from my brain and pushing it on paper, and it's great. And I also have my logo. We're in the final edits of that. And so my logo, I think, is fire. Like, everything just feels so good. So I'm super happy. If you guys have any questions, comment below and let me know. And I'll try my best to get back to you. Um, yeah, yeah. All right, so Pilates is done. It wasn't my favorite class today. I don't actually I was not supposed to work out in this sweater. This was like a sweater I was wearing all day. But I didn't even like sweat. I wasn't really happy with that class. And it's usually the same instructor that I've seen. I've done I've done 3 classes with her. But to be fair, the first 2 classes, I guess so many people canceled because it was the holidays. It was in December. Um, I got to do one-on-one, so I guess she really tailored it to myself. I think there's construction out here if you guys hear that noise. And then the 3rd class I did was with another instructor, which was awesome. And then this class today, I don't know, it just wasn't giving for me. But got my workout in, and I'm happy I got that done. And now I'm going to drink my green drink. It's the Greenhouse Gatsby drink. And it has kale, ginger, and gala apple in it. I usually drink the one with all vegetables, but I decided to try the one with apple, and it's actually very, very good. If you guys saw in one of my self-care videos, I bought this juicer, but the juicer is not a cold press juicer, and because it's not a cold press juicer, it doesn't break down leafy greens as well. So I can only make things like celery or like apple juice or like carrot juice, and I don't really make those things. So unfortunately, I have to continue buying these juice drinks versus making my own. I should have done more research before purchasing that processor. So anyways, one last thing before I head home. I wanted to share with you this podcast that I was listening to on my way here. It's by Jay Shetty. Jay Shetty. His podcast is called On Purpose. Comment below if y'all listen to him. I always tune in here and there, and I really enjoy his podcast. I listened to the one that came out on January 2nd with Mark Hyman, who's a doctor. And it was just talking about the relationship between food and our mental health, how food really causes certain health diseases and all that kind of stuff. And I thought it was very insightful. And the reason why I actually listened to this podcast episode is because I'm trying to strengthen my why behind why I want to stop consuming as much sugar as I do. So, for example, I consume a lot of sugar in my Starbucks drinks, and you know I'm always at Starbucks. I consume a lot of sugar. Like sometimes I'll just crave sugar. And so I'm trying to really just strengthen my why so that I can really reduce the amount of sugar I'm taking in because it causes inflammation, which leads to breakouts and obviously inflammation in our body that sometimes we're not even fully aware of. So that was a really good episode. And then on my way home, I'm going to finish listening to this episode. It's called The 4-Tier Framework to Effective Goal Setting and Why You Failed in the Past. And this was recently released last Friday, again by Jay Shetty on his On Purpose podcast. And so that episode is really good so far. And so I look forward to finishing that up. So I'm going to head home, make some food to eat, and then get ready for my meeting with volunteers. So I don't even know if I told y'all, but I have 2 volunteers on my team as well. They were the first hire that I did, and they've been helpful with doing my social media for my company. And I've just been editing the work that they've done. I tell them the ideas, they do the research, and then I edit. And so that's been really helpful. It's still quite a bit of managing, so I'm not sure if I'm going to continue with volunteers. I've asked them to sign on with me for a year, but once they're done that, we'll see how it goes. So yeah, time to go home. I quickly made my own pesto sauce with chickpea lentil pasta and tomatoes. So I'm going to eat this up before I shower and meet with the volunteers. Y'all, it is currently 7 o'clock at night. I had back-to-back meetings, and as I mentioned, I wanted to keep everyone's privacy that's on my team. So I just finished the training for my intern. So it was my admin assistant, the client care coordinator, and myself and our intern. It was so nice for all of us to connect, and I literally did the training. I did the onboarding, walked through everything. I have this like checklist here, hard to see, but it's literally like a checklist of everything that I wanted to train the intern on. So train her on consult calls, how to schedule using our practice management system, how to book appointments, and I reviewed payment procedures, cancellation policies, all that kind of stuff. And so we went through that whole checklist and we answered any questions. And the reason why I did the onboarding today is so that my client care coordinator for the future will be able to do the onboarding for others. So she saw how I did everything, the flow of everything, and then so next week when we onboard another therapist, she will be able to do that, and I want us to be present. I think I'm gonna be present for the first one that she does on her own, and then moving forward, I'll give her feedback, and then moving forward, she'll be able to do them on her own. So I'm super excited about that. That will be another thing off my plate, and hand it over to my amazing client care coordinator. I'm so happy that she's on the team. But it went really well today, and so my intern is going to start seeing clients next week. We're going to get her set up to get some consults for next week, and I'm just excited. I'm nervous because, again, as an intern, as a student, they have certain hours that they have to get completed. So I want to just make sure that we can get those hours for her, and just ensure that she feels equipped, because I know some areas that when I was an intern that were missing for me, some areas that lacked and where I needed more support. So I really just want to be the kindest person for her. I want to be a leader for her, and I want to be able to like support her in any way that she needs to. That's super important for me. So yeah, I'm super excited. My throat is so dry because I was talking so much. But I just want to check in before wrapping it up for the night. One of my goals also this year to ensure that I stay in balance and avoid burnout is to close my computer latest 8 o'clock. I think I'm actually going to cut off my work days at 6:30 instead of 7:30, so that I can do my case notes after and then I finish by 8. But that will have to be for next month because all of my January is already booked. I booked it from December before I went on holiday, all of my clients. But yeah, so for now, my end goal is to have my computer closed by 8 p.m. And so that means I could just enjoy dinner with my hubby and like just relax before starting work the next day again. I am actually going to make my own almond milk. I had the almonds soaking all day. And so I'm going to make some almond milk now, and so that I can make my oatmeal in the morning and then just chill for the rest of the night.